Hey Colby, how you doing? Okay, I've got your ad up here. I haven't opened it yet because I want you to see something when I open it. Okay, so you did a good job explaining your process here. Looks like you had some difficulty with the type. I'm going to address that as well. I saw some issues with your type, so let's do this right now. I'm going to open this right now. Let me see. How do I want to do this? Well, you know what? I've already downloaded it, so I think it's right here. Okay, here it is. Now watch what happens when I open your file. Right now it's opening in Illustrator, and when it opens, I'm going to get a warning that, okay, come on now. All right, I'm not real sure why that didn't open. Let's go ahead. Here we are. This is what I was talking about. So this is what the warning I get when I open your file. It says could not find a linked file. What this is saying is that there's a file that's linked, but it's not embedded. I'm going to click ignore. Okay, so that file is called GRA220 background PSD. We ignore that. And this opens. Now, so what we have here is there's only one. If I go over to my links layer, you can see right here that that is not embedded. That's linked. If you click on it, you can see it's linked. What that means, the difference between linking and embedding is basically means that when you link a file, you have to include that file in a folder and you have to submit that folder. So we don't want to do that in this class. So the option to linking a file is embedding the file. You can embed the file, embed the image right in the file. That way you don't have to include it along in a folder. Embedding makes the file size a little bit bigger, but again, in this particular scenario, we don't have to include the assets folder, so it's beneficial here to embed the file, the image in the file. And if you jump over to the announcements area, I think way back in week, let me see here real quick. Let me just jump open. I'm going to open the announcements area. And I just want to show you, there is a video tutorial on in the announcements, and it's way back here. Let me just scroll way down. Okay, here we are, way back in week 1. There's our examples, and then in week 2, I've got this. Okay, sorry about this. Okay, right here, how to embed placed images in your Illustrator file. And that is in the Welcome to Module 2 course announcement. And again, there's 3 pretty important videos. This one's how to mask. This one's how to create assignment 2-2 page composition activity. And then this one, of course, is how to embed placed images in your Illustrator file. So you definitely want to make sure that those images are placed in the file. Another thing that I'm seeing is this. If we jump over to basically, you should have 3 layers. You should have type, logo, and images. All of your images should go on the image layer. You don't need this background layer. That's something where you can delete that. That's not going to end up being used, so you can go ahead and delete that. Now, you talked about your typography. Don't forget, in the Amethyst Bay style guide, the type requirements are Arial bold for the headline, Arial bold italic for subheads, and Arial bold, and regular Arial for body copy. So right now you've got this is Arial bold italic, but that's a headline, so that should be set in Arial bold. This you're setting in Arial italic. This would be considered body copy, so that is correct. Now, one thing I'm seeing about this is, as if I look at this type, it looks like it's been distorted a little bit. And I think I know exactly what happened. I have a feeling you placed the type here and then resized the bounding box. Now, I want to show you, this is it looks like it's already been distorted. This definitely has. But if we go ahead and let me just take this bounding box right here. Now, if you see, if I resize this, it's going to grab that text and it's going to distort it. Whenever you resize, once you place the original text, you're going to come over here and to resize it, place your cursor on that bounding box, hold your shift key down, and now, as you can see, it resizes, but it constrains the original aspect ratio or the original proportions of that original typeface that you had placed there. So we definitely want to address that so that that's not distorted at all, that type. We can see it here, here, here also, and then here is the only area where it's not been distorted. So you definitely want to address that. So go ahead and resubmit. I mean, I'm sorry, there's not a whole lot more I can say here because the image itself is not embedded. Now, I do want to mention that this assignment does require placement of that masked image from assignment 2-1, which I don't see that anywhere in your layer structure or in your links panel. So that's telling me that that image has not been placed. All right, so those are my recommendations. If you would like to address those, repost here. I'll be glad to give you further. I'll be glad to give you further critique. Okay, if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you very much.